so much for joining us this afternoon, where we will take you through a little bit about what Milpark School of Financial Services and the School of Commerce has in store for you with our BCom with a major in short-term insurance, but also our BCom with a major in risk and compliance. I'm honored to be joined today by Wendy Manuel, who is our Program Oversight Manager for the BCom with a major in short-term insurance, and also our Beyonce of Milpark, Conroy Jacobs, or Advocate Conroy Jacobs, who is a Program Oversight Manager for the BCom with a major in risk and compliance. So then we also have Nyasha and Elise here, and I know that is actually who you guys are here to see today, who is two of our amazing alumni that graduated now in April. So we are very glad. So I promise myself, Wendy and Conroy, we will talk as fast as we can to get you to the real show of today. So let's get started. So guys, in the risk and insurance department then, so myself, I have to probably introduce myself as well. I'm Marissa. I'm the head of department for risk and insurance. I'm just here to be the master of ceremonies for the beginning. So just a quick little bit about the risk and insurance department. So we have quite a few accreditations that we work very hard for and we are very proud of. And that is then with the Insurance Institute of South Africa. So our BCom is then fully aligned for the qualification requirements to become a fellow of the Insurance Institute. We are also accredited with the Chartered Insurance Institute, that is for recognized prior learning. So that's an international one. We are also with IRMSA, which is the Institute of Risk Managers for South Africa, the Institute of Loss Adjusters, and I know Conroy is also busy with the Compliance Institute of South Africa on his side. And then just quickly, your little steps and where we are now. We are almost there at the final step to get to that beautiful trophy, but we are going to go all the way for an NQF 5, a higher certificate, an advanced certificate, BCom, and then we end off with a postgraduate diploma in risk management with various specialization streams that you can then do, being insurance management, compliance management. There's others as well, but I think those are the two most relevant to this session. So guys, just a little bit about distance learning and Milpark education. So Milpark learning is fully distance learning and everything is online. So even your exams are online. It is fully self-paced learning. So I don't want to say, you can write whenever you want or assignments whenever you want. Those dates are unfortunately fixed. But we do give you like a study plan that will guide you to say, this is, I almost want to say the ideal of what you need to do in a week. But guys, we know, we have all been there, and the students will also tell you, life happens, okay? We know this, and you can then go and move things around as you see fit, okay? Then also you can study anywhere in the world, as I say, because we are fully online. You will have then formative and summative assessments. So your formatives is like online tests or assignments where you complete things. And as I always say, formatives are there to form you and make sure you are ready for the exam. Let's see. So this is just, there we go. I don't know what happened there. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. I know that is always, if you're unsure, which way to go, you want to see what things actually look like. So this is what a course page actually looks like. So you have all the tabs there at the top in the blue. So you have overview, content, support material, live at Milpark. So that's where all our live sessions are. There's a minimum of 2 live sessions per module. There's also support material, which will have recordings and slides per topic to help you if you struggle with anything. But under the overview tab, you will also get your module overview, which will guide you through the module that's specific to that module. You'll get your study plan, your assessment guidelines that will give you exactly how that specific module will be assessed. And you will also get your connection hub where you'll meet your lecturer, You can also connect with your lecturer. So every Thursday, 2 to 4, we have lecturer hours. So you're welcome to book a session with your lecturer to go through any content that you're unsure of, and all of that. Then we also have connect with other students, as we are fully aware that learning, and this is actually very important, learning is a collaborative experience. And yes, we are online, but we do encourage students to collaborate with one another and do this as a team. And well, obviously not your assignments, but support each other and be there for each other. Then you can also connect with your tutor. So if you have any academic queries there, you can just reach out there. You also will have a dedicated program manager that's there to assist you with any admin queries. So you can also, but I know Conroy and Wendy will also take you through to introduce you a little bit to Boitumelo as well. So then, guys, I'm going to stop talking and hand over to Wendy Manuel that will take you through a little bit about what the Bachelor of Commerce with a major in short-term insurance has to offer. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Marisa. I'm just a little bit worried. I see a lot of, or not a lot, but a few people say they can't hear, and they don't have the option to unmute to be able to hear. Yeah, I hope you get that sorted out. But as oh, okay, it looks like they keep on coming.
The session will also be recorded. Oh, don't worry, Hanli's got it.
Okay, but the session is recorded, like Marisa said, so you will be able to listen to it after. So as Marisa said, I'm Wendy Manuel. I am the Program Oversight Manager for the BCom in short-term insurance, and I'm just going to take you through what the program is all about. So firstly, why should you be studying the BCom in short-term insurance with us? I think mainly because of the desire to professionalize the short-term insurance industry. I'd always say that the short-term insurance industry is just one of those few industries where there are not a lot of requirements to join. But once you then join, then you get programs like this to, sort of comply and stuff. I happen to be one of the select few who studied BCom in short-term insurance before actually entering into the insurance industry. But I know most of us are not in that situation. So we are trying to professionalize the industry. So not just to have people with their matric and then just climbing up the ladder, but put a little bit of dignity on the name. So the option provides a strong foundation in general business principles and the required accounting, your marketing, economics, and quantitative skills. And then the additional modules allow the student to acquire detailed knowledge of the key principles, rules, and theories that underpin the short-term insurance industry. Nyasha and Elizabeth will talk more on that. But students who complete this major will further gain knowledge on a wide range of products, your agriculture, engineering, marine. We have those courses, and you'll be able to do them if you choose to do so. And also a sound understanding of the regulatory environment and of the practices involved with claims, underwriting, procedures, and the principles of risk management and reinsurance. Students will be enabled to make ethical and professional decisions based on short-term insurance, industry-specific scenarios, as reflected in the case study module. So you see that the courses that we offer is really a full package of what you see in your day-to-day employment, day-to-day job. Next slide. Okay, so who should study the BCom in short term with us? So if you require a strong foundation in general business principles, accounting, marketing, economics, and quantitative skills, yeah, and then the additional modules, as I had said before, allow the candidates to acquire detailed knowledge of the key principles, rules, and theories that underpin the short-term insurance industry. People also wanting to apply for the designation of a fellow awarded by the Insurance Institute of South Africa. If you are that person, this is for you. Next, yeah. So these are the people who will be helping you. The head of department, Marisa, who you have met, our MC for today, and then having me, Wendy Mano, as your program oversight manager, and we have our program manager, Boy Tumelo, who's not here but can assist with any of your queries that you might have in registering or assignment extensions, whatever problems you are having, your go-to person. And then the lecturers are Sinazo, Charlene, Marisa, as well as myself. And you can reach out to us on your course pages, as Marisa showed you, on Connect with Your Lecturer. If you need any further assistance, I know this is distance learning, but we bridge that gap of distance, and we're available for you. Next slide, please. Okay, so the BCom in short-term insurance, you can do it in a minimum of 3 years. And these are the courses that you would be doing. In your first year, you have induction to business studies, business numeracy, principles of microeconomics, principles of accounting, introduction to business management. These are the generic courses in your first year. And then you also do legal framework, which is specific to the major in short-term insurance. In your first year, that's semester 1. Semester 2, you have principles of macroeconomics, applied financial accounting, business law, and personal lines insurance, which is specific to the major. So as you can see, it's a very good qualification in that it has all those generic courses, and it also has the courses that are specific to your major that will assist you in your day-to-day job. And then year 2, we have intermediate macroeconomics, commercial lines specific to the major, marketing, management, and leadership, and then liability insurance and short-term insurance environment. And then in your year 3, you get general management and international economics. And then specific to your major, you have your risk management and commercial property and business interruption insurance. You also have your reinsurance and advanced insurance products and case study, all very fantastic and engaging modules, which I'm excited to be part of. Yeah, hopefully you register and you get to enjoy them together. Next slide, please. Oh, okay. So I'll leave the time to the Beyonce, to Conroy, Beyonce of risk and compliance, to take over.
Thank you so much, Wendy. And yes, I have been dubbed the Beyonce of risk and compliance. Marissa, I just want to check with you. Volume is okay. It is school holidays, so I have children running around. I just want to check everything. The sound is okay on your side.
Sounds great. Thanks,
All right.
Conroy.
Thank you, Marissa. So yeah, I've been dubbed the Beyonce of compliance purely of my amazing energy. And I took the time, or I took the intention to just list, the accolades and qualifications here as well. And the reason for that is not because, I want to tap myself on the shoulder, but it is to evidence to you guys that Molpark really employs the best of the best. I completed a LLB degree in law. I also have a PG DIP in risk management. I'm an admitted legal practitioner, and then I'm also a governance and compliance risk specialist, and I'm also a member of IRMSA and CISA. So from that, you can see that we are aligned, especially with the professional bodies within the industry. All right, so why risk and compliance? Well, must inform you guys that there's a lot of social media. Our beautiful Handy has seen to it that we have lots of videos providing you guys with information. So there's links on Facebook, I believe, on TikTok, I think on all of the social media platforms. So there's some videos out there that you can also source if you want to know a little bit more about risk and compliance. But risk and compliance basically, and firstly, just focusing on risk, it basically looks at the entire organization. From all of your operations to all of the different functions. And what the risk officer basically does is he or she checks, are the processes effective and are they efficient? And then from a compliance perspective, it's mainly looking at all of the applicable legislation, the industry codes, and whether it is embedded into our processes. It sounds dull and boring, but I can promise you it is not. It is a dynamic field. There's a lot of changes coming out. There's been changes with FICA now recently, new accountable institutions being listed, in Schedule 1 of FICA. So it's a very dynamic space, and it's not the same thing every day. And, as indicated, and especially from an enterprise risk management perspective, you look at the entire organization, all of the different departments. So you basically engage with the entire business at the end of the day in both the risk and the compliance space. So it's an holistic approach and an integrated approach that is followed. And the job opportunities there, I'll have a full list a little bit later, but for now, I'm just going to note that risk officer, compliance officer, and maybe advisor, within the risk and compliance space. And then also risk and compliance positions are one of the highly most remunerated. You are remunerated handsomely in those types of positions. All right, so risk and compliance positions, as indicated on the previous slide, there's a whole list basically of all of the positions that are available, from risk officer to compliance officer to chief risk officer, sitting on the executive committee of a company, the chief compliance officer, risk analyst, compliance analyst, internal auditing. I want you guys to see that doing the BCom in the major in risk and compliance, there's a variety of position that can be occupied if you complete this qualification. All right, and then our key staff members, our head of department is the beautiful Shara Shakur. Absolutely love Shara. She's such a people's person. And we're currently actually busy with looking at some of our programs to see how we can update our assessments to make it more aligned with industry developments. And Shara is a key driver in that specific space. And then the beautiful, I absolutely love Tumi. We always check in every morning, to see what is going on, what is happening. Just absolutely love her energy. Tumi is one of those people that she gets involved with a student. Students are not just, a number for them, or another student, just making an inquiry. She really walks, there's a journey that develops with Tumi. Beautiful personality, love her, and she is absolutely professional when it comes to seeing to any of your issues. So your first point of contact would be Boitumelo, and she will then direct you, either to Shira or to one of our academic assistants or to any of the lecturers. But like I said, she's so involved and so instructive in her role. And if you guys have any questions, any queries, you are more than welcome to contact me. And then one other thing that I just want to note to you guys, that yes, risk and compliance, and it is, an educational institution, but as you can see from this photo, we are a vibey bunch. Whenever we have meetings, whenever we have sessions, it's all about fun and about advancing, and that energy really reflects into every single aspect of our engagement with our students. One of the most important things for us in Milpark as a whole is student experience. And we want you guys to have that Beyonce-esque experience whenever you engage with us. Marissa, are you experiencing some issues with the slides on your side?
No, it's the multimedia slides on. Can you see it now?
Not yet, still on staff, still seeing the lovely picture of everybody there. Marissa is in there, our head of school. Oh, Phyllis, I see the lady there on the left hand side with a hand up in the pink. Yeah, just a lovely bunch of people.
I
Sorry,
can see the
Conroy.
next slide.
You can
Okay.
see that. Oh,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. It appears that everything is fine on my side. No weird connection issues. Wendy, what is the next slide on yours that you can see on the screen? I think I'm still stuck on the staff slide.
yeah,
It's
it's the
your
social media
video,
one.
social media. Yeah.
The social media slide, yes. So as indicated a little bit earlier on, honey, the beautiful, oh, there it comes through now. So, you can go to social media, Facebook, there are sort of uh, what is the word that I'm looking for? There are blogs that are listed about our lectures, about our individual perspective, not only on Milpark, but our stances and viewpoints, within life that you can find on the website as well. And then there's, as indicated, TikTok. Oh, goodness, it's the first time that I actually went viral on a TikTok post. I think that post specifically in the right hand corner there, I think it's about 300 or 400,000 views and lots of comments, etc. Andy and them really did an amazing job with that content. And then we're also available on LinkedIn. So all of the major social media platforms, we are visible on there. If you need to make an inquiry, there's sections there where you can ask questions as well, or you can just direct your questions to any of the staff members. They will assist and help you and provide you with any of the information that you would need. All right, so I'm not going to bore you with all of the modules that are offered. I think Wendy covered some of them. As indicated, some of the modules would be the same. Say, for example, if you're doing the qualification that Wendy gave us some more information about. But then for risk and compliance, there's some modules that you would only find on this specific qualification. Modules that comes to mind are financial crime. I'm especially passionate about financial crime. It affects everybody, and I'm so glad that we now recently updated our legislation to include other businesses to become accountable institutions, so that we all, as a society, look at society and protect society and ask those questions: where is this money coming from? Is it money laundering? Is it terrorist financing? So financial crime is definitely one of the modules that are listed there. Financial services regulations, where we delve into the financial services sector, looking specifically, especially in the insurance industry, what legislation is applicable, and finding fun ways, to engage with students on that specific module. And then there's also general corporate regulation, one of the modules offered there. You can see that we're not only focusing on financial services, we'll be taking you to the general corporate environment. How is legislation applicable, especially from a compliance risk management perspective. And then my absolute favorite, compliance risk management case study, where we literally give you obligations, or the assessments, both formatives and summative, are structured in such a way where we ask you questions as risk officers, as compliance officers, to pretend to be in the legal department. Something came onto your desk, etc. Emails to the executive, to the board of directors. So it's a very, very fun and practical space to be in. And like I said, the assessments are structured in such a way that we reflect what is happening within the industry, because we, at the end of the day, want to ensure that when you walk into whatever industry, into what company, that you will, even though you've had no exposure to risk and compliance before, that you can walk in as a Beyonce of compliance. Then the admission requirements, my apologies. There's some requirements. I'm not going to take you through it all. There's some requirements before 2000 or 2006, and then after 2007. If there's any questions with regards to the admission requirements, you're more than welcome to contact me or our support team. And then if you do not meet the requirements, there is a bridging course available to you as well. And then thank you so much, Marissa. Thank you so much, Wendy.
Yes,
I hand over there to
thank
you
you
guys.
so much. Thank you so much, Conroy. It was also amazing to have you here and have this collaboration between the School of Commerce and the School of Financial Services. And there's such a great overlap and how the two qualifications complement each other. And so I assume you guys have big decisions ahead of you. But to help you today, we have two alumni that just graduated now in April, and we are very, very proud of them, Nyasa and Elise. And I'm going to hand over to Nyasha first, and she made some beautiful slides for you guys to tell you and show you what it is like. So over to you. Thank you so much, Nyasha.
Thanks, Marisa. I hope you can all hear me. And thanks everyone for attending this important session. My name is Nyasha Madzingira. I just graduated from Milpark in April with a BCom short-term insurance. I work for Aon South Africa. We are a short-term insurance broker. I liked what Wendy said. You captured it very well, that often it's an industry where we get in and start working without the requisite or specific qualifications. I'll just speak briefly about my background. I've been in the industry for 14 years now. I did a BSc Economics honors degree. I did a postgrad diploma in risk management with UNISA, and I did my master's in business management. But then someone would ask, then why would you go and do a BCom short-term insurance? So it's important to understand that you need to have the requisite qualification for you to perform optimally in the short-term insurance industry. So that is what pushed me. Although I have had these other qualifications, 14 years of experience, I just felt that it's important to have industry-specific qualification. It will propel my career as an individual and also add value in terms of the services that I provide to my clients. So I actually embarked on a homework. So which institution would give me that? Because you also look at the type of modules and the subjects that are being offered, and they need to talk to what you are doing on daily basis. And I think Milpark provided that. Number one is an accredited and internationally recognized institution. Marisa has touched on the association with the Insurance Institute of South Africa. It's an industry recognized institution. Milpark ranked as number 4 in Africa as an institution that is providing business related qualification. So I think that's great. Coming to the industry specific qualifications, I think Wendy touched on certain modules that actually talk to what you do: public liability, environmental liability, business interruption. So the modules are well structured and well thought, and they give you an exposure of what you are likely to deal with in the short-term insurance on day-to-day basis. So I actually want to applaud Milpark for that. I think even in the country, I stand to be corrected if we have an institution that provides a specific short-term insurance program that is tailor-made to address the needs of short-term insurance professionals. I think you use that gap. Really, Milpark has been able to identify and close that gap, because this is what we need as an industry. And the cost of studying at Milpark as well, very, very competitive, if I may say. Maybe let's go on to the next slide. So yeah, and what's interesting to know for those who are already with insurance companies, Milpark is collaborating with a number of industry players, and some insurance companies are actually taking it a step further to support their employees. Some are subsidizing fees, some are actually funding the full full school fees for the program. So it's important, if you are within this environment, to actually actively do your homework and understand what your organization can offer and how they can support you. Also, as a full-time working mom and a wife, you still want to grow your career, but the pressures of being a mom, also working, you want to grow your career professionally. So you then look at where do I turn to if I want to further myself from an education perspective. And actually, Milpark provided the perfect opportunity for me because of the flexibility. As Marisa mentioned, the distance learning, you are able to do your homework online, you are able to submit your assignments, you are able to write your exams online. And I think for me, that's great. You'll be able to balance your life. You are a mom, you can't say, I can't study, I can't attend classes. That I know there are institutions that offer maybe night classes and so forth. You are not left out. You are part of a community that will ensure that you are supported. So I think if you are, for example, in my situation, in thinking, how am I going to cope? I think you have chosen the right place. Milpark will support you and enable you that you achieve your dream of attaining a BCom short-term insurance that would actually take you further. Also, like I mentioned, no traveling. You write exams in the comfort of your own home. Next slide, Marisa. So it's something that you need to really look at in this day of technology. How can you actually take advantage of the Milpark model to also further your education? And what I see in this qualification, because most often you want to give up and say, okay, there are lots of people with qualifications. What is this qualification going to do for me? I don't want you to lose hope. Please be motivated that this qualification will add value. For example, as I think Wendy mentioned, for 14 years, I was not a fellow, but in December, when I got my transcript, I just submitted it to the Insurance Institute of South Africa. And within a week or so, my fellowship status was approved based on my Milpark BCom short-term insurance. So I'm now a fellow, and thanks to Milpark as well, it has become easier to further yourself and become a recognized member in the industry. And without sharing much, I already got a new job opportunity just after completing my Milpark qualification. I don't think it's coincidence. Yeah. So also, I've just been invited to the African Insurance Exchange Conference as a Milpark top achiever. It's industry recognition. Who doesn't want that? And it was through this BCom short-term insurance.
And some cash.
Yeah, so it's so much in a very short space of time. And like I mentioned in the beginning, it's the qualification. Milpark is recognized by the industry, and it's a valuable partner to us, and we appreciate the work that Milpark is doing in terms of furthering professionalism in our industry. And also, generally, it has equipped me to more knowledge, empowerment in terms of dealing and supporting clients. I work with large corporates, and the modules helped me as someone who didn't have, all my qualifications were not short-term insurance specific, but when you do business interruption, you are taught how to calculate, what to look out for. When you do liability, you actually go into detail of what does a liability policy cover, of which that knowledge, you don't take it for granted. And when you combine it with your industry experience, tell me, it works magic. You sit in front of clients, you're confident that you are a subject matter expert in short-term insurance. So it's important, and take this qualification seriously. Yeah, in terms of experience with online, to be honest, yes, there've been advantages and also some disadvantages. But in my view, I had sort of best of both worlds. I did contact learning, I did distance with other institutions. So when I joined Milpark, really, I was very eager to see what else do they offer that is different. But I want to attest in terms of the flexibility, being able, like I mentioned, to do everything online, being able to reach out to Milpark lecturers and team when there are challenges. It's cost effective, it's efficient, and it's also convenient. Like I mentioned, I have a family. I've had to sometimes do assignments while I'm watching my children. I've had to submit an assignment after work at home. So those are some of the things that have enabled me to remain resilient and be able to complete the qualification. I would imagine if I was required to attend class, I would imagine if I was required to travel, drive, and go and submit an assignment at some post office, or I would be required to go and write exams at a physical place, I think it was going to present a lot of challenges. So I think, guys, utilize this opportunity as much as you can. And also from a tech perspective, so everything, I know I battled in my initial stages because we are so used to writing exams. But look, now everything is online. You don't have to, there is no paper. So, but it has helped me to enhance my tech skills and where we are going from a technology perspective and workplace perspective. Everything is tech driven, even in our short-term insurance. So it also helped us to enhance and sharpen those technical skills. I remember one of our last modules, we had to do a presentation online to the executives, to the board. I had never done a PowerPoint presentation where at the same time I record. It was daunting because that's not the natural. But right now I can actually record a presentation and send it to my client. So those are some of the things that my takeaways from this course. You can easily collaborate with other students on WhatsApp groups online. I think there's a friend that I collaborated with. We only met at the graduation. We'd never seen each other, but we felt like a family, So those things, I mean, that's where we are going from a globalization perspective. We need to be able to utilize tech. We need to be able to connect virtually. Also, easy access to study materials. You just go on the Milpark portals. Everything is there. It's easy. You don't stress. You can read online. You can download. So it's very something that you can work with. So I don't feel intimidated with technology. This is the way of life. This is where we are going to. So take it as an opportunity to learn new tech skills. So in terms of the disadvantages, of course, it requires a lot of self-discipline and time management, because in contact learning or the traditional way of learning, you have your friends sitting next to you in class. You feel motivated by seeing some colleagues going to the library. But in this instance, you have to be self-disciplined. You have to plan. You have to make sure that you manage your time, because in most cases, there isn't someone to motivate you. Don't be afraid when you feel isolated, because you don't feel like a loner. Hence I said reach out to other colleagues online, on WhatsApp groups, join. But I think what it has done for me, yes, I felt the isolation. I felt I could, if you were in class, you could discuss with a fellow colleague, but it taught me to self-motivate, which is what we need. I mean, if we were to grow as individuals or even as career people, or even in business, there is a way other people's encouragement can take you, but self-motivation is very important. So it taught me where I felt like I can't carry on, but there's a voice behind me to say, you have to do this and you are able to do this. So take it as a learning curve. Technological issues or challenges, of course, I did experience some technological frustration. I mean, it's inherent with network instabilities, internet connectivities, and disruption. Sometimes you are geared up to start an assignment, to load an assignment, and then due to system issues, it hangs. Or I remember I was in an exam, you're panicking, you're logging in, and the system hangs because probably everyone is trying to log in at the same time. But I think what's comforting is that Milpac has great processes in place to support students to ensure that whenever you experience those system glitches, you are not disadvantaged. You need to reach out, you need to communicate. So there are platforms that can help you. It shouldn't be something that you must worry about, but take it as a learning curve, as part and process of part and parcel of the process. Advice I would give to all prospective students: studying is hard, and especially to those who are also working, it's very hard. It's a big commitment, but you have enrolled with the right institution, you get all the support, because support is important. It's very key, and I felt supported when I was at Milpac. If I had issues, I could connect with the lecturers. I could, and you can get answers. And I remember at the beginning I had challenges that even the registration process, I would just send an email, and then someone would help me, someone would phone me immediately. So you will get the support that you need. And my advice is take advantage of that opportunity, and use that opportunity. Also, I just want to reiterate the importance of the BCom to everyone here. Short-term insurance, there is skills shortage in South Africa, particularly in the short-term insurance space. And the Milpac BCom short-term insurance has become a sought-after qualification, mainly because of what we have shared. It's industry specific. The modules are tailored in such a way that when you transition into the industry, you won't be surprised, like most of us did, learning things from scratch. So it's an important qualification. So take it seriously. Hard work and determination is not going to replace, it's irreplaceable. You will need to work hard. You need to put in the extra time, and it will pay off. Certainly, I think for me, it has paid off in many ways. If you feel like giving up, yes, that thought will come. There was a time I was like, maybe I need to postpone a semester and maybe take a break. I would say, if you can, if there isn't something, an extraordinary circumstance, try to push. Maybe if you feel really that you are overwhelmed, maybe take two modules, but please just continue, keep the momentum. Know the names of your lecturers, contact details, and how to connect with them, so that when you have a problem, you can easily connect and get solutions. Reach out as much as you can to the lecturers, Wendy, Marisa, Karen, everyone. Just make sure you know who is in your specific area. Don't be shy to ask questions or to seek help. I know we used to ask, Marisa maybe used to one, we used to ask even questions that some people would say, oh, okay, really? So you ask anything, don't be shy, because it's a learning process that will enrich you. Time management and prioritizing is key. If you're a mom, if you're working, you don't want the family to hate this qualification that you're working towards. Take them with, explain to, and I used to explain to my kids that I'm doing this, and my little one would say, so when you finish, are you going to get lots of money? And I say, and I'll be like, let's see where it takes us. So take everyone on board, your spouses, your partners, so that they understand the frustrations that you're going through. I remember at some point I was having problems connecting with my work laptop, and my husband had to say, okay, maybe let's get a home laptop that doesn't have any other major security feature. So take everyone with. I think that would also help you. Don't procrastinate. Do your assignments well in advance. I think if you look at my track record at Milpac, I used to submit my assignments, I think 3 weeks or 2 weeks if possible before, so that you start working on your other modules, so that you avoid the last minute rush. So it's important to plan, and as soon as you get your books from Milpac, please start and develop your own routine and endeavor to stick to it. Things happen along the way, but make sure you stick to it. Reach out to fellow students. I can't emphasize the importance of self-care. Also find time to recharge. While we want to run on full steam, it's not possible. Find time that you engage with others, recharge, go out, pursue a hobby. It doesn't mean that if you're studying, you can't leave. If you just plan properly, you'll be able to enjoy the process. Take it a semester as it comes. Don't worry about what's going to happen next year. Deal with the troubles of this semester. You'll see that if you attack it that way, you won't really stress about what's going to happen next year. Focus on the subjects that you have registered this year. And aim for stars, guys. Strive for excellence in both your assignments and final exams, because every mark counts. Do your best in your assignments, do your best in your exams, and it will pay off. Anything I would have done differently is I should have decided to start with Mopac earlier in my career. Because I learned a lot. I thought I knew insurance. I thought, you are in the industry, but the modules helped me. I thought I had studied, for example, marketing in my initial degree, but when I realized that everything that I studied is outdated. Now, when we did marketing, there was no social media, there was no, all these things that are coming up. So well done, guys. I think you are in the right and safe hands. It's worth it to partner with Mopac. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nyasha. I really appreciate all the work that you also did to set up those beautiful slides for us. So guys, we are running a tiny little bit out of time, but I do want you guys to hear from Elise as well. Because guys, so like Conroy said as well, one of our final modules is case study, and in short term, it's exactly the same. And it wasn't just the three of us in class. We were quite a bunch of people, but we had so much fun in our final module. So our case study, similar to Conroy's, is we do role playing. Where I play a client, and the students have to prepare a big insurance portfolio for me. So it was a lot of fun. So I just want to Elise a little bit, because she's also been in the industry for quite some time, and just a little bit about why did you choose Milpark and the qualification that you studied?
Thank you, Marissa. Thank you, everyone, and welcome. Yes, I'm Elise Potgieter. I'm in the industry now for 22 years, and I moved over to Milpark. So I actually started my studies with a different institution in 2012. And in 2013, I did some research within the market for different institutions that offers insurance-specific qualifications. And that's how I came across to Milpark. And I didn't just focus on the recognition of the qualifications, because that we knew the qualifications has definitely been recognized. Yes, it's important, but what was important for me is, would the institution be able to be flexible enough, be there for me in my professional as well as my personal commitments that I still have to do. I am a mother of 4 children, so I've done this. I've started with Milpark in 2013 on my NQF 5. Even though I've already started at the previous institution on that level, I decided to start all over because of the subject that was so industry specific. Yes, at that specific time, I was quite some time in the industry already, and I also thought I knew everything. And Milpark, just definitely the quality of the lecturers, the quality of the lecturing material just made me realize, you know nothing. You better just lower it down and learn from this situation. So this was the best decision that I made. And I'm not, guys, if you make a decision between institutions, you need to look at the institution that fits your commitment, professionally and personally. And is that institution's qualification specific to what you would like to achieve at the end of the day? And also, will that institution be supportive? Because I went through a lot of challenges since 2013, and Milpark really supported me in every step of the way. So Milpark was my first choice.
Thank you, Elise. What was your experience with, because you've now been with us for quite some time, so you went through the whole transition where we actually had normal exams at venues all the way through to online. What was your experience with the move to full online?
The full online was for me a big challenge because, and I have to be quite honest with you, I'm a person that likes studying material. I'm a person that likes interaction, and that's actually why I started with the previous institution, because I thought, let's go for the evening classes. Let's go for the face-to-face lecturer. And it didn't work. It didn't work for my commitment, for my personal commitment. So it was a challenge. But if I think of where we started in 2013 with the online Mill Park environment to where we are today, wow, wow, wow. A great improvement. Really, the that this was one of my challenges, was I found there was a disconnection between myself and the lecturer, and Milpak changed that with throughout the years. That first day sessions, that was never there. Connect with my lecturer. It wasn't so in person. The let me talk to you wasn't so in person. So there's a big shift since where we started and where we are now. Definitely, it's for me, thumbs up, 100%. Wow, continue with your development.
Thank you so much, Elise. And I think so, guys. We are a little bit over time, and I would love to stay and chat more because we can go the whole day. But unfortunately, I do have one more of these sessions for today. But I think Wendy, I'm gonna, or I don't know how we're gonna, but okay, let's continue for 2 more minutes. Elise, any final advice you would give people thinking of doing this?
Definitely. What I would do, and this is from my personal experience. So, what I did is, when you start or when you decide to enroll for the course, there's a purpose behind that decision. There's a goal behind that decision. So, what I personally did is, I had A3 poster with my purpose and my goal on it, and it was stuck onto my wall. I was in I had a benefit of having a spare room, which I made my study, and I stuck that on there. And when I lost faith, or when I just thought, now I'm done, I'm over this, you just read your goal, read your purpose, go back and remind yourself, why did you start enrolling for this? And exactly what my fellow students said, you just need to keep faith. And for me, that worked. You need to remind yourself constantly why you started it, what you want to achieve, because it's for you yourself, by all means. But my children looked up to me, and I felt by myself, I'm now going to stop studying. What am I going to learn them to not continue in their? So there was a lot of motivations. Stick to that, and stick to the scheduling. That scheduling that MOPA gives you, that was never there in the past. Not as tense as it's now. Stick to it. It helps. Yes, it's early mornings. Yes, it's late evenings. But that's what brought me to my success. That's what brought me to promotions. And it's MOPA that brought me to specialized insurance industry now.
Oh, thank you so much, Elise. Okay, guys, like I said, we do need to wrap up, so I'm going to run through these questions super fast. So I'm currently registered for a higher certificate in short-term insurance, and I want to pursue a BCom. Do I have to start from first year? Yes, you do. So Romy, you have to start from first year, but please do. You will get 3 modules off from your higher certificate. But please also submit the modules you did for your BBA, as there might be additional exemptions in there as well. So just submit for exemptions. Then, Leanne, congratulations on your newborn. We're very excited. We love babies here. We love baby. I've got 2. Wendy's got 1. We love them. So you have the flexibility. You can do 1 module, 2 modules. Then as Baba gets bigger, you can ramp it up if you wish, but you do have a full 9 years to complete everything. I'm assuming that's fee structure and not feeling. But the next intake is in July, so please do reach out to us if you want to get any more information. But all the information, the fee structures, everything is on our website as well. Okay, then Elise, Nyasha, it was wonderful to see you guys again. Karen, Roy, Wendy, I cannot thank you guys enough for everything you do for the students and for our beautiful alumni. Thank you so much for joining us, and to all of you online, thank you for joining. Sorry we went a little bit over time, but it was, I think, worth it. Thank you all. Bye.
Yeah.